Alright, so today we're going to make an asterisk block, and we are going to start with this beautiful big square here. You need 2 sets of strips, and it's quite quick and simple to make. It does look like an asterisk, so I'm really pleased about that. So we're going to just start with a little bit of cutting. The importance for this block here is really about accurate cuts and measurements so that you don't mess it up and lining up the points. Basically like any other block really, but in order to see it come through properly, you really need to make sure you line it up accurately. All right, so I'm going to put that down for a minute. And what you're going to do is take your first, I'm using obviously a blue here for my block, and a background color. All right, so you can use whatever background color you want. Obviously, when you line it up, make sure it sticks out from the end. You don't have to go too far, but as long as you've given yourself enough. And we're simply going to add a stitch there. All right, we're going to cut it a little bit longer. Don't cut it right to the end, because that will be an error. So just give yourself a little bit of a room. And now we can begin to sew it on. Just take your time and go all the way down. Alright, so once you've done that, you need to make sure and fold it back. And I'm folding back here the 1/4 inch seam because I don't want that peeping through. I am putting the white down first, and then I am just pressing it back. Now you can press at this stage, or you can finger press, or use your seam roller, which might be easier at this point for me. That way I don't have to switch the iron on and adjust the camera. So you just press that back. Now remember, it's on a fold here. When I say a fold, it's a seam line, so you do tend to get a little bit of a fold over, so press it as open as possible. Very important to do that. Alright, so once you've done that, you then need to add on the other side. Now one thing I would definitely say is to find the top of this here, and you need to fold it back so that way you have a bit of a guide as to where you are adding this on. Alright, so that you get it right to the top. So fold it right to the top where it actually stops, and I'm referring to the point there. So you have your point, and you're going to fold over right at that point. That's to ensure that when you line up the other one, it's accurate. So I'm just going to finger press it. You can add a bit of an iron, but to be honest, I do think that's just wasting your time. A bit of a finger press is fine. And then you just add the other one on there, ensuring that it's lined up accurately. It should be the same at the top and the bottom. All right. Now, if you want to pin, you may. Ideally, I don't think you really need to. It is up to you, whatever makes you feel secure. I will, however, add just one pin to the top, just so that it stays, because fabric moves quite easily. It's very slippery sometimes, and my fingers also tend to move it as well. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a pin at the start so it doesn't come out. I'm happy with that. It looks ideal. And all I'm going to do now is simply continue and do another stitch line there. Alright, so that is what it's going to look like. That looks ideal. Remove that pin. So I think at this stage I will, however, add a bit of a heat on there. So I'll be back. Okay, so iron the block, make sure it's nice and smooth and there is no fold in the middle there. So we're going to do another slash again, and this time we're going to do the other direction. And again, line it up, make sure it's even. Nice cut on the diagonal. Hold it nice and firm. Go all the way through. At this stage, what we're going to do now is to do the very same thing and fold it over, stitch it down. Right, again, same thing, fold it back. What I am going to do is to give it a bit of a cut here, and I am going to finger press it down, turn it over, and then push it back. Alright, so we're going to do the very same thing again. Line it up there. I'm just going to finger press it so that it's nice and even, so that I have a line at least to match it. The important thing here is that you need to make sure that this transitions through evenly. Alright, so we're going to line it up there. So you have two marker points at the top and at the bottom there. Okay, right, so the next thing we need to do now is the very same act. So again, we're going to go right through the middle, and then we're going to go all the way through there again. So we're going to do another cross there as well. But before I do that, I'm going to give this another press. Okay, so we're going to iron the block now, and then we're going to square it up. Make sure you open up the seams. It's a very beautiful, simplistic block that makes a really nice all over pattern. Alright, so let's square up. I'm going to use a bigger ruler here, square up ruler. I'm going to use my longer ruler for doing this. So I'm going to square up the block. And I'm just going to take my time and do this because I don't want to mess it up. So just take your time and square up the block. Alright guys, so that is your block. Right, there are some pivotal points with this block. You really need to be careful to center it properly. That's why it took so long to do it, and I don't think I've actually achieved that, to be honest. But it looks fine, but I'm going to go with it. So make sure when you center this block that you measure all 4 sizes properly to make sure it's even. That's the only tricky part with making this asterisk block. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Do like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, and happy quilting.
Me